Good day and welcome to Mayor King's TV News. I am Timiala Emanuela. Now to begin the news, here are some of our top stories. Senator Dafinona declares for second term. Federal government to ban unrated textbooks in schools from September 2026. On business, Dangote Refinery to employ 95,000 skilled workers for expansion to 1.4 million barrels per day. On sports, FIFA set to increase 2026 World Cup prize money. Now the news in full. Delta Central Senator Ade Dafinone has officially declared his intention to seek a second term in 2027, drawing visible backing from key figures within the All Progressive Congress, including party founder in the state, Otega Emoho. The declaration held at ORC Primary School in Ughelli attracted a large turnout of party stakeholders from across Delta Central, reflecting growing political alignment within the APC as preparations gradually build toward the next general elections. Dafinone, in his remarks, framed his re-election bid around continued service and development, promising to deepen efforts in job creation, youth empowerment, education, and economic growth. He also pointed to initiatives from his first term such as business support schemes, ICT centers in school, and medical outreach programs. Leaders of the party, including Chief Paulinus Akpekbi, threw their weight behind the senator's bid, while he reiterated support for the administrations of Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Sheriff Oboiwori, signaling party cohesion ahead of the 2027 race. The federal government has announced the introduction of National Textbook Ranking System for primary, junior, and secondary schools as part of efforts to improve quality and standardization in Nigeria's education sector. In a statement issued on Sunday by its Director of Press and Public Relations, Folashade Boiwo, the Ministry of Education said the initiative is designed to curb the proliferation of substandard textbooks and ensure that only curriculum compliant and high-quality materials are used in classrooms. The statement said the Nigerian Educational Research and Development Council will retain a statutory responsibility of approving textbooks. According to the government, the NERDC will establish standing subject committees made up of experts to carry out detailed assessment based on academic and pedagogical standards. The statement noted that the policy also stipulates that any textbook that is not ranked under the new system will not be allowed for use in schools, regardless of its previous approval status. The ministry also disclosed that implementation of the new system will begin in September 2026 after consultations with stakeholders and the completion of the evaluation framework. Delta State Capital Territory Development Agency, DCTDA, has prosecuted environmental sanitation defaulters during the monthly sanitation exercise. The enforcement, carried out between 7 a.m. and 10 a.m., featured a mobile court session organized in partnership with the President General of Ugbolu Community, Mr. Anthony Udeza, to address non-compliance among residents. The exercise was led by the head of environment of the agency, Mr. Isaac Nonsu, who represented the Director General, Mr. Patrick Uka. He reaffirmed the agency's commitment to strict enforcement of environmental laws. Magistrate D.K. Magdalene, who presided over the mobile court, heard a total of 43 cases involving residents who failed to observe the state-sanctioned sanitation exercise. At the end of the proceedings, 34 offenders were convicted, 3 discharged, while 6 were sentenced to community service. The agency said the exercise forms part of ongoing efforts to promote environmental cleanliness and public health within the Capital Territory, warning that defaulters will continue to face persecution. Now on the business news, President of the Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, has announced that the expansion of the Dangote refinery to a production capacity of 1.4 million barrels per day will generate employment for no fewer than 95,000 skilled workers at peak construction. Dangote disclosed this at the weekend in Lagos during his induction as an honorary fellow of the Nigerian Academy of Engineering (NAE), describing the project as a major milestone in Nigeria's industrial transformation. According to him, the expansion underscores the group's continued commitment to engineering excellence, job creation, and sustainable economic growth. Upon completion, the expanded Dangote refinery will surpass the Jamnagar refinery in India to become the largest refinery in the world, significantly strengthening Nigeria's refining capacity. Dangote noted that the project would rely heavily on Nigerian expertise, creating substantial opportunities for engineers, technicians, artisans, and other skilled professionals. He added that the expansion reflects the group's long-term vision for industrialization in Nigeria and across Africa. Finally, on the world of sports, the soccer's global governing body has said FIFA is in discussions with its national association to increase prize money for all 48 teams participating in the 2026 World Cup. The proposal must be approved at tomorrow's FIFA Council meeting being held ahead of the 76th FIFA Congress in Vancouver. In December, FIFA said prize money for this year's World Cup would be 50% higher than the previous edition at $655 million after agreeing a record of $727 million financial contribution to the tournament. However, FIFA has told Reuters that the prize money on offer is set to increase with the world governing body projected to surpass $11 billion in revenue in the current four-year cycle from 2023 to 2026. The biggest slice of FIFA's initial funding package for the North American showpiece, $655 million, was to be performance-based payments to the 48 participating nations. FIFA's December announcement on prize money said the champions would take home $50 million and the runners-up $33 million, while the 16 nations that failed to advance from the initial group phase were set to earn $9 million. Additionally, each qualified nation would be entitled to $1.5 million to recover preparation costs. The 2026 World Cup runs from June 11 to July 19 in the US, Mexico, and Canada. Now to end the news recap on our headlines. Senator Dafinone declares for second term. Federal government to ban unrated textbooks in schools from September 2026. On business news, Dangote refinery to employ 95,000 skilled workers for expansion to 1.4 million barrels per day. And on sports, FIFA set to increase 2026 World Cup prize money. That's the news as read and edited by Tiniala Emanuela. Thanks for watching.